and Spider go at it. It's like seeing an OG versus like a young up-and-comer going against each other. Now, mind you, these guys are pretty much the same age, so it isn't more of an age thing, but I would say more of an experience type of experience. You know, we saw him in the way back when we really first started casting for the cup and everything like that, and obviously seeing Mir here that's getting ready here, and it's amazing to see the amount of anticipation. You know, I love my solos. You know, I love my solos.
Something we've got to talk about when it comes to the matchup between WBG and Spider, as well as no AOW's Mike. They do not sleep on Varia. Yeah, she's both meta in solos and trios. You're talking about a hero who excels well in just about every single situation. The mix-ups she can add based on which F she brings to the table, the silence coming in from the F3, or the ability to extend combos with the F2, or just the ability to break out of golden focuses with that F1 makes Faria extremely versatile, not to mention the mech lasting so long, buying her so much space. She's even going to do well in a stall meta like we're currently seeing here. So no surprises coming out there as we get ready to lock in for game one here. We're going to look in on GS's T225 here. Again, it's somebody who gave WBG Spider a run for their money last season and during the World Championship here. Taking a look over now at Kale's Fang. No surprises to see Fang back here competing again this season. And now turning to GD's Mur here. Surprisingly on the Tarka early for the pick, where you see JL's Ego coming in here with the staff onto TE. And now we're going to see that bubble come through. Going to make it very hard. Ego with a massive parry from the jump up. This is an absolutely massive parry here for Ego as the bubble now goes away from Railgun. Railgun coming in with a full katana combo, though. Ooh. Nowhere near their ult. 7 seconds until the bubble comes back up. Ego is going to be forced to back off here and take a little bit of a reset. Railgun trying to come in, even though Ego only gets the one pot off, finds themselves in a very good situation. We're going to see Railgun find an armor swap into the bubble, and Ego is going to use the opportunity to get that full reset off.
So you said earlier too, I remember we were talking prior to at least getting started here, you saying that one of the main characters for these games, Z-Thing, is definitely going to be a lot more harder to kill during this meta that we have with these packs. And obviously, there still is a massive possibility here, but you got to play to your strengths here. And obviously, being defensive is going to be very tough as T225 gets hit massively with a parry from Xiang Yu. And Xiang Yu claiming that first elimination gets the first kill of our first game for our day one worth of solos as Shunyang. Also finding it out with KLA's Fang here. Fang trying to put in a lot of magic here towards this, but obviously the ulti coming in, Shunyang's going to try to see if maybe he can back out of this situation. Dangerously low here. It looks like he gets lucky enough to find a blue shield swap here. Gives him a massive advantage here during this. Throws the fireball. Does not sadly connect to that, as he is going to try to see if he can grab it, but sadly misses it. Definitely giving Fang an opportunity here to possibly get away, but Fang is not really letting go too hard here. But the maneuvers are absolutely incredible, though, coming in from Fang. Fang making it harder for Shen to try to see if he can get any type of hits or any damage, though, as it looks like he's able to shoot a little bit. Shen is able to hit a little bit more onto Fang, and sadly gives him more space. He is able to get away, but here comes Ventus Rexy slowly creeping in here. What was he doing? Looked like he got caught up on something here, and sadly was not able to, and misses the grapples. It looks like he might be able to get away here as we look back at Ali as well, fighting it out with JL's Ego. Ego trying to fight this out here, trying to see, and the ulti comes out, ladies and gentlemen. The first time we're seeing, beautiful hit onto Ego here. Rockets ricocheting immediately onto him. The massive amounts of hits coming in, and like I said before, this is one of the new Transformers for this game. She is absolutely dangerous. So if you see this, it's just like what we talked about with Takeda when he first came out. If you see this massive mech, you better run.
Well, Faria here just buys themselves so much space, right? Especially the version of the ult they're running there, where they're able to drop that thing down and buy themselves some space, get a pot off, get back in. Third party coming in from Kai Bao, though. A massive parry, which would have moved into the Dragon's Rush, but we're going to see Kai Bao immediately pop straight out of that there. Push in, pops the ult, cancels the ult to keep hold of that rage because the third party comes through, and Kai Bao wants to hold that ult for if they get stuck back into another gold focus here, and they get to keep 60% of that ult charge as they do cancel the ult. Now they're all the way back up to 76 here, likely running a rage build, but Kaibao going to be caught out here by JL's Ego after Ego finds an armor swap. We do see that elbow come through there with that F, but Kaibao on the run as we're going to see Ego and TL continue to give chase here. Kaibao looking for any sort of space here, trying to get their ultimate back online so they can get escape. 94% looking to try to get a pot off here, going to be forced to cancel it as Ego comes in from the side. Kaibao just trying to continue to buy space, needs to be very careful of those bows, does find an armor swap, going to use the F to block some of those range shots coming in from TKA here. We're going to see now Kaibao does continue to keep it moving, finds a pot off here, but doesn't want to push back into the fight because of the armor disparage, as they had to take that white armor there as they continued to be chased. Kaibao doesn't really want to re-engage on that fight and immediately burn the ult that he just worked so hard to get back. As we pop over to GS's T225, looking to find a little bit of resources here on the outside edge of the map by Eventide. Ego now being chased by OC's Zhang Yu.
Even with that as well here, it looks like Zhang Yu trying to see if maybe he can close in this gap here, as Ego is just trying to separate it as far as possible. Zhang Yu knows he's inside of this place, but decides not to fully push out here, decides to rotate and maybe go towards another section here, trying to see maybe if he can get something here. It's Kaibao getting some shots off on an Xjin here. Xjin trying to see if he can do it, but he has the staff, ladies and gentlemen, one of the newest weapons here for Naraka Bladepoint and the esports scene in general here. The staff has been a very fun thing to use so far. I've really got a chance to like really put some work into this one. And honestly, I think a lot of people have favorited the pole staff, but to be honest, I'm loving the staff. I'm gonna be quite honest with you.
Look, the staff is a great change up from the spear, right? As well as the pole sword from the greatsword. Both very, very good weapons. The thing with the pole sword is it is a heavy weapon. It's the same thing with the greatsword. It's a very high risk, high reward type weapon, right? And like we don't often see the greatsword in solos here, we're probably not going to see too much of the pole sword either. It's kind of a pub stomper in solos. Is going to build in a lot more work into trios where you have a team that can hold down your opponents, so you can guarantee those huge blue attacks that come from out the pole sword without having to worry about being parried. When you're in solos here, the odds of you getting parried are so much higher, right? Because you're just kind of 1v1 with opponents, or you even have the third party you can just come in and pick up the parry when they're not the player lockdown, and all of a sudden you find yourself completely on the back foot. So the spear and the sorry, not the spear, the staff going to be putting in quite a bit of work here in solos. A very favored weapon during the current meta. We're going to see the Targa Fireball come down as all these players look to lock in for our first Realm of Yang, and it's going to be GD's Mir versus Wolves Kaibao. A little bit of a run back here as Kaibao picked up the first elimination on Mir early into the game, so the rematch coming in for both of these players, both of them on white melee weapons here. Kaibao gonna come in immediately, pop the charge right click there. We're gonna see Targa ult for Targa ult here. Kaibao actually gonna get caught out there with the grapple, but turn it back around on Mir. Mir goes airborne, the ultimate is there, there's nothing they can do. Kaibao goes for a mini infinite and picks up the elimination. We're gonna see Mir respawn with that Yang depletion and gonna need to find the soul bloom pretty quickly, as we see TK's Ali also pick up an elimination onto T225 here. T225 going to be forced to go find the resurrection and look for a soul bloom as well.
Absolutely insane coming out of our first arena hit coming in as Wang Liang takes a beautiful parry onto Kaibao here, immediately trying to see if he can get any type of momentum. A Jin coming through with that third party of those fireballs here, and sadly is not able to really hit anything in terms of actual momentum. Meanwhile, Mir trying to see if he can find at least any type of elimination here. Looks like he's going to be able to back out of here and at least get some shield and some heals here. Wang Liang, top contender that we talk about before, and I talk about him consistently. I love Wang Liang. I think Wang Liang is one of the most dangerous players here in this game. He has been through so much. I feel he's the villain of a lot of our stories that we talk about, and I love that. I love the defining story of Wang Liang and how hard he's worked to get here. As obvious as here, he's putting in so much work, trying to see if he can get away and try to separate himself out of this fight. As T25 is not even going to let Mir get away too fast here. Meanwhile, Jin goes all in with the cannon, trying to see if he can claim anything. Mir gets caught. T25 is going to be right there, right behind her to claim the elimination, gets it, and says, "I'm out. See you later. Let me get some shields real quick. I could run it back if I really feel like it."
You know, this is huge for T225, right? Both Mir and T225 lost their Realms of Yang, so both of them really fighting to pick up an elimination there so they could get that Soul Bloom. And we're seeing T225 be the one who comes out on top, gets that Soul Bloom, so that Yang depletion is gone, and T225 no longer on a timer anymore. They don't have to be aggressive. They can choose which fights they really want to take and work on that macro and not have to be hyper aggressive here. As we turn to Baoda's Shengwan here, looking to pick up some range shots here with the pistol onto multiple opponents, but they need to be very careful here, where you're seeing them try to fight over this box, but there's a lot of players here looking to pick up some eliminations. And speaking of eliminations, let's take a look at the scoreboard here. We're going to see GD's Mir and JL's Ego both fully eliminated here in our game number 1. We still have 12 players remaining here in the lobby. A little different than last season, as we only have 14 teams each day instead of 16 teams. So slightly less teams this season, a total of 21 teams competing. So there are less kills to pick up in the lobby overall. There's 2 less players to eliminate, and 2 players can be multiple kills, upwards of 6 eliminations, depending on whether they go into Realm or Yang or not. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. We are going to see the Vermilion Birds being used by TK's Ali there. Ali going to walk away and get to keep all of their gear, but T225 picks up an elimination and gets themselves another point on the board. Taking a look at the scoreboard, Wolves Kai Bao, OC Zhangyu, and GS's T225 both with 2 eliminations under their belt, tied for first place. And we're going to see TK's Ali, who won their Realm of Yang with 1 elimination under their belt. Everybody else still looking for their first elimination here in game number 1 of this year's spring split.
We knew that it was going to be very, very tough for people to claim really any eliminations, excuse me, for our first few games here for Naraka. Now, obviously, there's a lot of nerves coming into the first couple of games here. Obviously, the first game jitters are always going to be important, especially after so much practice, so much work. Now you're here on the main stage, and now you have to put all of that money where your mouth is. And obviously, Wang Lang here caught in between it, but ends up getting hit and immediately pops the bubble. And obviously, as we talked before, you know, obviously, Zeping has got a little bit of a buff. You want to tell chat a little bit about that?
So the big thing here with Zeping is, you know, she was absolutely huge during the season 2 split last year.
Massive.
Coming into this meta after her big nerfs during the offseason, she actually saw some massive buffs, one of which being her ult. The tick down on that ult is so fast, it's nigh impossible to actually eliminate a Zeping while she's in ult. It will just tick up so fast. You can have her in a full combo and never drop it, and it does not matter. It's just going to continue to tick her health up there. But the bubble also getting a massive ult with the fact that you can go ahead and throw the seed out, but it's not going to proc until you take a hit. So you almost get 8 seconds back on the cooldown because you can throw it out, and you're not going to start using the bubble until somebody actually hits you, but the cooldown does immediately start as soon as you throw out the seed and pick it up. So if you can wait till the 6 or 7 second mark to pick up that hit, you're getting that cooldown back so much faster. And we're gonna see Wang Liang already has the bubble back up again, can just burn that to heal in this fight, doesn't have to use resources, and keep it moving while he's doing it. It's one of the things that makes Zeping so annoying to pin down. They can actively move while healing. We're gonna see a couple people go into the zone here. Looks like only 1 player made it in, but somebody else made it in across the map. So we see TK's Ali going head to head here with S Railgun for Team TE in our Realm of Yang. Let's see who comes out on top. I do believe it's Zeping versus Feria here, aka the Fifi. We are going to see Ali here actually just come in and blitz down Railgun, but Railgun has ult here. It's going to be very hard to eliminate them here. Yeah, look at this. Oh no, they actually are able to pick up that elimination while the Fifi, or sorry, while the Zeping has ult available and up. The staff hits actually coming out faster on the left click than the tick up from the ultimate. We're going to see Lee here pick up legendary nunchucks from that box, as well as picking up the Mystic Might, which is going to give them that 25% damage reduction, as well as show them where all the other players are on the map. This is huge for Ali.
He actually just contradicted what you just said 2 minutes ago about how it's impossible.
I said nigh impossible. I didn't say
nigh impossible.
It's very hard.
That's close to impossible. It's still a part of the word. You know, it's just like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. He's still alive after 8 movies. It's impossible. That's close to it. We can put that on a slant. Anyway, as we go back to the top of the order here, it's still amazing though to see how amazing these players can, even with our predictions, even with what we talk about we always learn more about what these players are capable of doing in these fights, as we see Wang Liang go into hiding into one of the other spaces here. And it looks like J Team's XIN also going to be doing a very similar stat here, as Ezreal and Wolves are nearby. They're going to be possibly fighting this out, as Kybal is actually throwing some pistol shots right in front of Ezreal, meets right out with XJin, and now they're in the middle of catching a fight here. Ezreal actually putting in massive damage towards Jin, and Jin goes around the other side, finds Kybal, and now he's caught in a 2v1 situation. Definitely does not want to get caught in the worst place to be, as XJin is going to try to see if he can get the disappearing act and back out. But sadly, he's going absolutely insane. Actually hits Zhang Yu and sends him down the cliff just with him. And obviously, Zhang Yu becomes the target. The sharks are out. They smell the blood and they want it. And sadly, Kybal is going to be the one that claims the elimination. Meanwhile, Jin and Zhang Yu all going back out for a reset here, even though everybody has full shield and heals.
There's something we got to talk about right now, at least in my part of the world. It is full moon tonight, and clearly that's paying out for our boy Wolves here, Kybal, as he comes in and clutches the first place out with 3 eliminations currently under his belt. And I got to say it, man, Kybal is in rare form today. You can really tell that he's put in the work between the off season and coming back to the season, because I haven't seen a situation where he's on the back foot. Even earlier when he had no shields, right? He was able to utilize the spear to create enough space for him to find an armor swap, takes a setback into the white armor, and doesn't push back into the fight, even though they burn cooldowns, because he knows he's on the back foot. And that's something Kybal struggled with during the World Cup and last season, was being slightly too aggressive when they were playing into heroes like Tarko, where they just were like, okay, I've got a little bit of advantage, I'm going to push in, even if I'm at an armor disadvantage and stuff. And one of the other things that Team Wolves in general suffered from last season was the ability to find good gear into late game. It's actually what set them back the most during Worlds. They would pick up early eliminations, they would get eliminated early, and then couldn't find it back into the game. But if we look at Kybal right now, he's got purple armor and a legendary katana, so no problems finding gear here. This game is going to come in onto Railgun. The ult comes out. He's looking for the elbow. Goes for it. We're going to see Railgun pop the ult here. Oh my goodness. You can't tick past a headshot from a bow though. As Shen Wan says, I don't care if you're ticking up. I'm going to do so much damage with a single headshot from the bow. You can just go ahead and go back to the lobby, Z-Ping.
I'm telling you, these long ranges are also something that's very dangerous. We've seen some massive hits coming in from a lot of these players here. Shen Wan, good Lord have mercy. Oh my.
Look, Shen Wan takes that elimination from Kybal, and Kybal turns it back around on Shen Wan and says, not in my lobby. You can go ahead and go join them right back there.
He just disrespected him so hard. I was like, oh my goodness. What? That felt personal. I'm going to be honest.
It was. Shen Wan took his kill from him, and Kybal turns around and says, no, not in my house.
Not in my house. I felt that on a personal level. I was like, wow, I felt that one. As Kybal is going to get caught here on this wall here, as Fang is going to push in on Wolves. Kybal, the leader so far with 4 eliminations here, absolutely decimates him for his shield here, as Kybal is going to try to see if he can back out for the reset here in any which way, as Zhang Yu also going to be inside and trying to see if he can catch anything of Kybal, waiting for the parry, though, as Kybal forced to use his ulti, trying to see if he can get anything, as Fang is going to back off here, trying not to get caught. Oh, massive hits coming through from Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu trying to hold it together here, but Zhang Yu is going to actually knock this out and claim the elimination onto Wolves. Kybal, our leader of the game so far, the head of the Wolf Pack, is officially eliminated with 4 kills and 5.3 game score. At least a decent start here for our solos, but it'll be interesting to see where he places overall here, as we still have 8 players left in this lobby. Now, obviously, we still have the multipliers. We still have all of our usual points that we have for the season. I don't think anything in terms of that has changed. So we're still going to be seeing those points be very, very helpful for him in terms of placements. But now with 8 players alive, and still there's certain players here that don't have a single elimination here, somebody's got to put in work.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can't come in here and not expect to put in work. If you're coming into game 1 expecting to be lazy, you might as well go ahead and go home. You might as well pack up your bags and just call it a season already. Speaking of not calling it a season, we see Wang Liang just down here using those dual blades to create distance and block range shots while he takes whatever he wants from the box here, able to pick up that legendary armor and keep it moving. T225 come to see if there's anything left in the box he wants there. TK's Ali just chilling top side as well, looking to see if anybody's going to come onto the box. T225 pushing on to Wang Liang, but Wang Liang instantly just creating that space. Again, using those dual blades as well as that Soul Jade so he can just keep it walking towards players, and if they throw range shots at him, it's just going to bounce off those dual blades, right? He's just going to reflect those out of the way. KLA's Feng here looking to move in onto OUG as well as OC Zhang Yu. We're seeing now where Zone 4 collapsing onto Zone 5, 8 players left alive, and things are going to get very tight very quickly for these players. Wang Liang looking to continue to create space using the Soul Jade. Needs to be careful though. This is a very parryable Soul Jade. So as players approach, you're going to see Wang Liang constantly using that tap dodge to back away so that he doesn't end up getting parried by these other players. He's just using it to buy space to force these players to not be able to land range shots, as well as forcing them to think about how they're going to engage. If he can actually get them to misread into a miss parry when they tap dodge, and he tap dodges forward, he can capitalize massively on that by coming in with an uppercut on those dual blades and doing a ton of damage. He just has to play that right. Everybody right now playing a little bit of footsie. Nobody looking to really engage here. They want to wait till this zone's completely collapsed and see if they can get somebody caught out in the middle. Nobody has taken any range shots from another player, has seen their armor depleted or anything like that. So right now, everybody just testing the waters here as Zone 5 is fully collapsed on. We'll see it collapse onto Zone 6 in the next 60 seconds. It's about to become very small. The no ult zone popped down below. Reki gonna move away from it, but has found himself a little bit of a safe zone in case any players want to push onto him with those ults. He can just move into that no ult zone and get away, canceling out those ults if they decide to give chase. KLL's Feng with a really nice hiding spot back here, playing Matari, but Feng, a lot of these players, a lot of work to put in. Wang Liang, Alliance of Jin, OUG's the King, Reki, and Fang, all with 0 eliminations under the belt here, and there's only 8 players left alive.
Only 8 players left here with Zhang Yu with the lead so far with 3 eliminations, but has to keep going here with the placements in order to get higher than 5.3. And obviously, there's still five players without a single elimination here, so they're going to need to make some magic happen, but at least they have some point on the board here. Sadly, it's not 1, it's a 0.5, but it's better than nothing. Even in these games, as OUG's the King, trying to see if maybe he can push on towards the Jin, but Jin having those long ranges is not giving him any opportunity here really to push closely here. As the circle is starting to push in, we're in circle 5 with 8 players left alive here. The King getting hit by some bow shots. It looks like Jin slowly, oh no, that's Elite. Actually slowly trying to close in the gap here, trying to see maybe they can claim an elimination here. Very surprised by the amount of aggression inside of this very small circle here. Usually it's around the time people start to at least kind of be a little bit more weary. People are really watching and paying attention, but there's some people really pushing towards these teams. They're not really letting them sit for too long here. And, you know, we always say, like, don't stand in one spot. And in reality, that's for, like, every game. But in this particular game here, in this far left corner, Jin, Ali, Wang Liang, they're getting active over there.
Oh, absolutely. Look, again, it's like sharks and they're being blood in the water. We saw Wang Liang take some bow shots there, half armor. That's the only feasible player for any of these players to immediately turn their attention onto, right? Because once you take some damage, you instantly become vulnerable, and the rest of the lobby wants to force you to burn extra resources, right? If they can force you to burn your F or burn your ultimate, it leaves you in the worst possible situation, and all other players are going to be looking to capitalize on that. But we did see them able to get those heals off, get themselves back into the game here. But now it's going to be TK's Ali in the corner there, seeing their armor take some big hits, and now 2225 also in the mix-up in the middle here with no armor, looking to find a place to get some healing off, but those cannon shots coming through are going to be forced to pop the F. This is what I'm talking about. Now they have 1 charge left on that F, coming back up in 2 seconds. They do still have their ultimate. There it is. They are going to bounce back. They're going to be using the F where they are able to teleport back to where they were. They're going to find a little bit of a reset here, but T225 not in a great place, as they're going to have to wait for that F to come back off of cooldown. And we're going to see now Zhang Yu going to have their armor stripped down. Zone 6 is now collapsing on to Zone 7. It's about to be the final zone. 8 players left alive, and things are about to get hinky for some of these players. We're going to see Fang taking some dagger hits for T225. T225 with that teleport back off of cooldown. Fang also with it, but Fang going to be knocked into the zone by T225, and T225 just trying to keep the pressure on to Fang. We're going to see the Abyssal War coming out from Fang, trying to buy a little bit of space, but they need to be careful with that. It's such a huge hitbox. It's very parryable from just about any distance. So that Abyssal Aura, putting themselves in a very precarious situation, does manage to buy them just a little bit of space so they can get a pot off. Fang still holding on here. Alliance's Jin with the Greatsword trying to buy some space. They're going to go in onto the wall for the Scale Rush, looking for it. Does find Ventus's Reki with it. Rexy going to take a huge hit here. No armor whatsoever left onto Rexy. Now Jin actually going to get locked down by Zhang Yu. Rexy trying to capitalize, but we are going to see the ult and F come out there from Jin as Jin catches the backstab off onto it. Wang Liang picks up the elimination onto TK's Ali before Ali can get into their mech. That's going to see 2 players eliminated as Zhang Yu picks up Ventus's Rexy as well. 6 players left remaining here. T225 caught out here by the charge leftlet coming out from the dagger. They can teleport back here if they need to. 4 seconds left remaining before they can teleport back. They're trying to get the pot off. They can't find it. They are going to be forced to go and teleport back. But One Fang staying in the mid distance while threatening that space with the dagger there. Now we see Zhang Yu looking to pick up an elimination here. Unfortunately, they aren't going to be able to find anything, looking to get a heal off. They do have the option to mech up here if they need to. T225 is invisible, trading dagger blows here with KLA's Fang. Fang coming in, still able to find them in the invisibility. T225 just trying to hold on. The Abyssal War connects on to T225, and KLA's Fang will find their second elimination of the game here. We're down to 3 players left alive. Fang versus Wang Liang, down to 3 players. Where is our 3rd player? There they are. They come down. It's Zhang Yu from Team OC. Fang trying to lock it in. Gonna use his feathered wings to go topside there. Looking for a parry here. Isn't gonna find it. We're gonna see the mech getting ready to come out here from BP. No, Zhang Yu gets knocked away from it. Now it comes in. It's Zhang Yu versus Pele. Fang and Wang Liang's eliminated. They're not gonna be able to fight it. Wait, who does it go to? It is OC. Zhang Yu finds 5 eliminations and a 1st place finish here in game number 1.
I told you before, Zhang Yu is a dangerous competitor here, and I told you from the very beginning, make sure to don't sleep on